Hi, I'm Stacy Harris, and I am a franchise owner in the Woodlands, Texas. I own 5 franchises there, and I have been with the company for 6 years now. I was, I believe, the 3rd franchisee with NIA, and it has just been a huge blessing for me. And the way I got started with it was really just, I've always have said it was just God's plan that everything came together. I was looking for a networking group myself to join down in Houston. The Woodlands is a suburb about 25 miles north of Houston. And I had decided I was going to start networking more down in the city, and heard about Network in Action through a friend and went to visit Moose Rosenfeld, the very first franchisee, went to visit his group. And as things would happen and play out, Scott Talley was actually at that meeting. And we met, and I kind of started just visiting with him and telling him my background and how long I had been in the Woodlands and had built another business that I had prior to this, strictly through networking. And Scott just looked at me and said, hey, instead of coming down here and becoming a part of this group, why don't you just buy a franchise from me? And I tell everybody that it was kind of like those old cartoon characters that you see when they get hit in the head and you see the birds flying around and that kind of thing around their head. That was how I felt. It was such a great idea, and I literally knew in that moment I was going to do it. And 6 weeks later was signing the paperwork, and started 2 franchises in July of 2016. Added 2 more in 2017, and then my 5th one in 2019. And I'm hoping, now that we are post-pandemic, that I'll be able to grow even more this year. Would I do it again? Yes, absolutely. For me, the big thing was I had thought about starting my own networking group, but the thought of it was overwhelming to me, establishing the processes and the procedures and having to come up with my own website and do all of that kind of stuff. And what I loved about NIA was all of that was already done for me. And it was kind of what I call a business in a box. And I was able to, jump in, and I was literally able to get started right away. I had my first lunch and learn within a couple of weeks of signing my initial franchise agreement, and I was able to jump in and get started right away. There was no lag time. I didn't have to build a website. I didn't have to figure out how people were going to fill out applications and the whole processes and, again, procedures that you have to do when you start a new business. I had already started one company, and I didn't really want to have to go through all of that again. So yes, I would absolutely do it again. I had never considered a franchise model before until it was presented to me, but it's been a huge blessing, and I have never looked back, and very grateful for what NIA has brought to my life. If you are looking to start a franchise like I did, I think the best tip that I could give you is make sure that as you are recruiting your members, that you truly like each person that you bring into your group. Make sure that they are the people, they are your people, and that they are somebody that you want to be married to for an extended amount of time, because the people that you bring into your group are going to help you set the culture and the tone and the energy of every single meeting and every time your groups get together. And you truly need to be able to have a friendship and a camaraderie and know people personally as well as professionally and trust them and be able to refer them. You don't want to bring somebody into your group just because they can write a check and it won't bounce, or they'll give you a credit card number. It doesn't necessarily mean that they are the person for your group. So I would say don't go too fast. I know we all want to get members and we can get caught up in the numbers, but I think if you'll make it about each individual person and who they are, if you like who they are, if your values align with them, and those are the kind of people that you bring into your group, the synergy that you have will really be magical. And I think that is one of the best things that I've done, is I can truly say that I love and care about every single one of my members, and I trust them implicitly and feel so comfortable referring anybody to each and every one of them. As far as the training, there are a lot of resources that are at your fingertips. We have our back office, which is Nest, which has an entire section of agendas that are provided for us, ideas for launch and learns, different things like that. You have NIA 101, which is actually on the website, which the members can use to figure out how to use the app and the website and that kind of thing. We have Monday morning phone calls every single week for the franchise owners, where you can call in, share ideas, ask questions. And one of the things that is so nice is that the company it's a large company now, but it still has a small feel to it in that Scott is very easily accessible, as well as our tech team and admin and that kind of thing. So you don't ever have to call a 1-800 number and just sit and listen to music and hope that you get somebody on the phone. And there's a great camaraderie that we have among a lot of the franchise owners as well. And of course, I'm in the Houston area, which is the home of NIA, so we have a ton of franchise owners that are a lot of us are in each other's backyards, and I get together with different franchise owners. We have lunch, we go to each other's events, and just support each other that way, and that is really invaluable. We send members back and forth to each other who, we might meet somebody and that person lives in another person's area. It would be more convenient for them. So there is a lot of support, a lot of camaraderie, a lot of resources that are there. And it really depends upon you and how you want to use those and what works best for you.